series of programs for all of you who are curious, eager to know. Today is going to be our first episode on science, precisely on biology, which is the same as to say life. And for that, we will have with us a biologist, a writer, and I dare to say a wonderful person, David George Haskell. Hi, David.
Hi, Michael. It's wonderful to be with you.
Should I say David, George, David G?
David. Yeah, David is just fine. I'll answer to many different things, but David is the usual one.
Okay. So let me explain to you how I ended up here talking to you, even if it's in the distance. I mean that we are not physically face to face. You are in the States, in the United States. I'm in Madrid, in Spain. So last summer, by the end of August, I visited a little village in Castile, in the province of Valladolid in Spain. And the name of this beautiful village is Urueña. I know a bit difficult to pronounce for English-speaking people. Just for you to have an idea of how little it is, in the winter there are hardly around 90 people living there. But despite its small population, and despite being in the middle of the Meseta Central, the central tableland or inner plateau in Castile, Urueña is a very special place known as the book village, because there are many bookshops, bookbinders, book-related businesses and museums. So to make the story short, I recorded an episode of Sapere aude with an old man, Jesus Alcaravan. He is the first bookseller of Urueña, and he's got a very interesting life. He's a keen ornithologist. But anyway, many years ago, he quit his job in Madrid, the capital of Spain, and decided to move and set the first bookshop in Urueña. Something very, very weird. When he finished the recording of that episode, we finished that recording, I asked him to recommend me a book. Then he said, En un metro de bosque, that is The Unseen Forest, the Spanish, which is the Spanish version translation for The Unseen Forest. And I said to him, I had the rule of not reading translations of books which I can read in the original language. However, for the first time in many years, I broke this rule, and I'm thankful for that, I must have to say, and I started reading En un metro de bosque, and I immediately knew I had to contact you.
Wonderful.
I have to say, I first met you, so to say, in Spanish. Then I decided to buy your last book, Sounds Wild and Broken, and here we are. Thanks to an old ornithologist and bookseller of a little village in the middle of nowhere. And despite the distance and the language, my mother tongue is Spanish, we are communicating, we're here.
That's wonderful. I'm delighted to know those connections. And that's one of the beautiful things about books, of course, that they leave the author's pen or keyboard and then and travel, and you never know where it's going to end and what connections the book will draw.
Exactly.
I'm really delighted and honored to know that story.
So let me start by the beginning, which is, who is David George Haskell?
Well, that's a question I'm still working on myself. I'm trying to figure that out. I am somebody who tries to pay attention to the world beyond the human. And I've done that in my writing about forests and sound and the ecology of the world. Through my teaching, I'm a professor at a small university here in the United States, at Sewanee, which is located in Tennessee. And I offer classes in writing and in biology and the study of natural history.